G'day folks, Ozzy back with another video. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day, and if it was your weekend, I hope you had a great weekend. In today's video, we're going to look at Litecoin, LTC, and see if we can get ourselves a decent return on investment based on where we are currently in the cryptocurrency market. I'll analyze this by using the Crypto Accelerator Tool. We'll break down some buy and sell targets, add in some buy-in amounts, and see if we can get ourselves a decent return on investment. In these videos, I like to break down 3 planned scenarios: a low reward, a medium reward, and a high reward. But you can do this for yourself with the Crypto Accelerator Tool, or the CAT, over at cryptoaccelerator.online. It's completely for free. So yeah, give it a go. Put in your own buy targets, your own sell targets, and your buy-in amounts that match your investing goals. So let's add in LTC in our asset field name. That way, if we want to keep track of our investing strategy, we can email it to ourselves later on. I have noted that LTC, Litecoin, has had a nice little pop in the last couple of days. I think it's up about, I want to say it's 27% in the last day, but I think over 40% in the last couple of days. Impressive. Not the exact right time to be buying it, but again, I like to do these planned scenarios based on if you just got into the cryptocurrency market. But a little bit of advice: don't go buying big green candles. They will lead generally, not all the time, but generally in the short term, you'll lose money. I think Litecoin is sitting at just a tad over $113. Again, it's had that 27% pump in the last day. And if you include from the day before, we've had a total of just over 40%. Pump. Again, I would, for me, and again, you do what you want in your investing style, I would wait till this retraces back down to at least the $90 range, if it does, that is, before buying in. But hey, again, you might have just got into the cryptocurrency market and you want to buy something. You hear about Litecoin and you want to get in. Okay, so I've already hit a couple of buy targets several months ago. But we'll base it again. We'll base it right now on 113, and we'll look at a couple of lower targets, 3 more lower targets, to see if we can get there. Let's add in our first amount of 113. 0. Again, I know what my second target would be anyway if we get there. We're going to add 95.00. I think my next target, my next target, if we get lucky, is that $75 range. Again, when you're looking at your buy and sell targets, you don't need to be exact. Our last target is just below $60. We'll add in 59.50. Now we'll add in our buying amounts for Litecoin. Let's invest 2,500. We'll put in 500 as our first buying amount, as our second buying amount, as our third buying amount, and 1,000 if we get down to that $60 range again. We've got our 2,500 total investment. And again, this could happen over the course of, say, the next 6 months. Patience is your friend in the crypto market. No need to rush. Things happen. Don't think for a moment that Litecoin couldn't drop back down to $60. It could. We could get some black swan event. We could get some news from the SEC, from China, from wherever, that could take it down. And may only be quickly. It may drop down to $60 as a wick. Like, it could happen literally in a day. And that's why you need to be prepared. For example, you would have that $60 range pegged somewhere on one of the exchanges that you're on, and you would have an order placed already with $1,000 in like a USDT or USDC sitting there ready to go. Again, prior preparation prevents poor performance. And let's add in some sell targets now. First sale target is 231. We're going to take some money off the table there. In our percentages, when we get there of our sell amount, we'll look at if we can get our initial investment back. Second sell target is 277. Put in 275. Again, you don't need to be exact right on the money. Third sell target is 334. We'll do 330. We're basing this on the previous all-time high for Litecoin, which was just over $410. And our last sell target, we're just up there under 400, so we'll do 395. Again, you do your sell targets based on whatever magic you use, whether that be technical analysis, influencers you follow, or hot tips you found on crypto Twitter. Now, as a general rule of thumb, again, you sell how you want to sell based on your investing goals. You don't even have to sell 100%. But in all these scenarios that I present, I always sell 100%. Okay. I don't do that in real life. Sometimes I'll sell 70, keep 30, sell 80, keep 20, and just say I sell 80 and I keep 20. That 20 is for a long-term hold if it does go parabolic. But also that 80, I'll either recycle that back into the market, buying assets that haven't pumped yet, or I'll store that away and I'll use that for the next bear market and I'll buy up big then again. We'll run a normal 20, 20, 40. 20, 20, 40, and 20. There's our 100%. Our first 20% didn't get our initial investment back. We're $1,000 shy of that. We could pump this up to probably 30%, and that'll get, or 35%. That'll get us our initial investment back. But then we lose out later on. I'll show you that later on. That you want to sell the majority of the asset as the price rises. For some people, that's obvious. For other people, it may not be obvious. Okay, let's see what our return on investment would be based on where we are right now. So it's just under an $8,000 return on investment. That'd be a 314% ROI. For our second scenario, we won't change our buying amounts and we won't change our buy targets. They're fixed as they are. All we can change is our sell targets. Now, I normally just 3x what we have here because we follow what Bitcoin generally does. Again, it doesn't do it all the time, but it normally, or as a general rule of thumb, it'll 3x its previous all-time high. That's how we get those $210,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin predictions. So we'll use that as our general rule of thumb when it comes to Litecoin, which would mean our first sell target would be up there just under $700. Completely possible, considering Litecoin's previous high was 410. Another couple $100 on top of that seems definitely possible. Our next sell target will be just over 800. So we'll do 820. It's 825. We'll do 820. Our third sell target will be just under $1,000. We'll keep it 990. And our fourth sell target is just under that $1,200 mark. Let's make that 1180. So there are our updated sell targets. We'll keep our sell percent the same. We won't change any of that. And as you can see, without changing anything but our sell targets, we've easily gotten back our initial investment. Let's see what our return on investment will be now. It will be considerably different, of course. Yeah, we're at 28,000 or just over 28,000. That gives us a 1,138% return on investment. That's good. Are there better crypto assets out there? Yeah, sure, there are. And Litecoin, if it keeps running, I definitely wouldn't be buying any more. That's for sure. But again, you may be in that position where you've just gotten into the crypto market, so you kind of have no choice. Let's go up, and if we say, for example, we're not going to ever hit this $59 until the next bear cycle. So we'll zero that out. And let's say we're not going to hit this 75 one either. We'll zero that out as well. We'll put our first buy in at 1,000. Let's put our second buy in at 1,500. And let's zero this out. Zero and zero this out. So our investment of 2,500 still stays the same. Obviously, we have a different amount of Litecoin now. We'll keep our sell targets the same. Again, this is a scenario where you're wanting to sell during the next bull cycle when Litecoin really has a blow off top. And again, these two buy-in targets, well, obviously we're at 113 now, so you could buy in now. And 95, completely possible. Now we can, again, sell targets the same, sell percentage is the same. And let's see what our ROI would be now. So we've shaved 8,000 off of the return on investment. You might be happy with that because, again, you've just come into the market. It still is a $20,000 return on investment, or 20,000 and a half return on investment. You might be completely happy with that. 820% ROI. If you have come from the regular stock market into the crypto market, yeah, you'd be very happy with that. The other way to increase that ROI without changing any of your buy targets, buying amounts, the sell targets, is to change your percentage. Sometimes it can have a big difference. Sometimes it'll only have a small difference. But what we'll do in this instance, let's drop this down to 5%. Of course, if you drop down the 5%, you're not going to get anywhere near your initial investment back. Let's change this second one to 10%. And let's change this third one to 15%. And we'll leave our larger sell till the very end when we peak near the top. So we've still sold our 100%, but we will have changed our return on investment. So now we've split the initial 8,000 that we lost by changing our buy-in targets, and all we changed was the percentage of asset that we sold. If you were a conservative player, because I think that'll be, yeah, so that's just under 1,000% return on investment. And, you know, that's decent. That's decent. It's okay for the cryptocurrency market, especially considering Litecoin. We put in Litecoin's price at 113. If we go up and let's get rid of this 95 here, and just so you're patient enough, if you can have some patience, and we'll put 95 in here only. So you're going to wait. You're not going to buy that green candle. Smart thing to do. Don't buy that green candle. Zero that out, and you're going to put total 2,500 in. You're a believer. Okay, and you're waiting till 95 drops down. So our investment of 2,500 has stayed the same. We've changed the amount of Litecoin we own. We'll keep our sell target the same. Again, long-term strategy. We'll keep our percentage structure the same. And by just having that little bit of patience, you've put another $2,000 in your pocket. Again, this is the beauty of the cat. You can keep playing around with these figures until you get the plan that matches your investing goals and your investing style. Okay, that's a wrap on LTC for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. If you did get some value out of it, share it with your friends, share it with your family, and why don't you give the video a thumbs up? If you want to play around with the cat yourself, you can over at cryptoaccelerator.online. The website is being updated, so in the next week, it will change just slightly, going from one website builder to another website builder that has just a better structure. The link for the cat will be in the description below. If you want to connect with me over there on Twitter, the link for my profile will be in the description below. Connect with me and hit me out with any questions regarding the cat. Remember, folks, I'm not a financial wizard or a financial advisor. This is purely a speculation channel. If you need financial advice, seek out an accountant or a qualified financial advisor. But if you do like playing around with numbers and figures and looking at the what ifs and what could be's in the crypto market, then this is your channel. If you like this kind of content, why don't you subscribe, flip on notifications. That way you'll be able to see what asset I analyze next using the Crypto Accelerator tool. Until next video, trade safe, trade smart, don't gamble, and go get yourself a plan.